Good morning, Anish.
Let's wait.
Good morning.
Yeah, let's wait for another 2-3 minutes and then we can start the session. Just waiting for a couple of people to join. Yeah. Morning. Hi, morning. So let's begin with the session. This is Avnish, your trainer, and I'm carrying about 18 years of experience in Dynamics. Right, so I've worked in on different versions of Dynamics, right from AX 3.0 to D365. So I've seen so many versions and how there is a change in the versions. So almost everything regarding this dynamics. And now from the phase which I saw earlier, it was in uh, this the desktop-based application. Now it has been changed to it is totally cloud-based environment where you can access the system from anywhere. Okay, on the cloud, just on the browser itself. No need of any desktop application or so. Fine. So before we proceed, I just wanted to know like how many of you are from Dynamics background? Anyone having any idea about ERP or Dynamics? Dynamics 365 F&O, because see this is earlier it was AX. Okay, now it is renamed as Dynamics 365 F&O, Finance and Operations. So any one of you from ERP background or any sort of idea about Dynamics?
No,
Okay. What about others?
No, I'm from HR background.
Okay. What about Priya and Surya?
No, no, not from ERP back.
Fine. Okay, no worries. So ERP, what is actually an ERP? So first of all, we will talk about some generic things about ERP. Then we will get into Dynamics 365. I will talk specifically about D365. ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning, right? Enterprise Resource Planning. Planning of all the resources that are available in the system in the organization, right? Organization as a whole. Okay. So for this, if we, in terms of application, if we talk, uh, earlier there were, for each of the applications, each of the things, right? There were a separate application and those were isolated. Okay, separate applications means accounts were using a different application, uh, HR, production, manufacturing, sales, purchase, every department had a different application. Okay, so that was in terms of maintenance also that became very tough, right, and costly. On the other hand, cross different department data, okay, that was also a big challenge. If sales department needs some data of purchase department, then they need to have agreed on some common format on which the data will be shared, right? Otherwise, how they can exchange the data. So this was a big problem. Maybe sometimes the thing that is looking the sales department is looking for is not available in a purchase department, right? Then how the things will be the data could be exchanged, okay? Because that is the key field, and you are not having this that field. So in this case, what happens? Everything, every sort of module that is HR, finance, inventory management, production, sales, purchase, everything is available in a single solution that is called enterprise resource planning. And these all are tightly coupled, tightly bound with each other. Okay. So all the data, right, everything resides in the same database at the same place. So you don't need to go here and there for data collection and data analysis thing, right? Now let's talk about its ancestors, right? Earlier it was known as this was a product of a company called uh, DamGuard, right? They started the product with name Exapta. After that, after over a period of time, it was taken over by Microsoft, right? So when they Microsoft acquired this product, then they gave the name as Dynamics AX, right? So I think it was acquired at the time of AX 4.0. After that, there were different versions that came. It was uh, AX 4.0, right? The very first version of AX was 4.0, then AX 2009, right? Then AX 2012. This was the last version of Dynamics AX. Okay, it was called not AX, it was Dynamics AX 4.0, right? Then Dynamics AX 2009 and Dynamics AX 2012, right? These all were desktop applications, okay? Desktop applications and were on on-premise. On-premise means the data center need to have at your place only, at the company's data center, right? They need to build their own data center where these applications will reside, and maintenance, and everything was managed by network, cooling, temperature control. Everything was being done by the client, the company itself or the organization itself, right? And to access these applications, you need to have a client, desktop client installed on your machine. Otherwise, you won't be able to access it from anywhere. Now, Microsoft has stopped the providing support for all these versions. Okay, there is no more support available for these three applications, right? So now, what Microsoft has done is they have created a new application or changed it into cloud version, migrated it from desktop version to cloud version because everything is now moving towards cloud only. So they named as Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, or sometimes we call it D365 F&O or D365 F&O, the shorter version of this thing. Both are same. Everything is same, right? It's just the how people call it. That's it. I am comfortable with calling as D365 F&O. Some people call D365 FO. Okay, but the actual product name is Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. This is totally cloud-based solution. Okay. Now, what is cloud-based solution? Cloud-based solution is like it is hosted somewhere on internet, on Microsoft data centers. You don't need to build your own data center. Everything is hosted at Microsoft side. The responsibility, the maintenance, the networking, everything remains with Microsoft or the owner. There are several other clouds available, that is Amazon AWS is there, right? Amazon Web Services. Some other companies also provide cloud version. In terms of Microsoft, it is Azure, right? So everything is based on is hosted on Azure, right? Then how to access? What you need to do is you need to take Azure subscription. Okay, you need to subscribe Azure. I mean, you need to get Azure subscription where your application will be hosted. So what Microsoft will do is they will give you the access to your application. They will build a virtual machine, you can say, for your purpose. Okay, and you will be accessing the system from browser. So everything is cloud hosted. So what you need to do is just okay, and once you go to Azure, you will become a tenant of your of Microsoft. Tenant in simple terms, what is tenant? Tenant means in general life, a person who lives in a rented house, okay, and pay rent to the owner. So here in this case, Microsoft is the owner of the house or cloud, right? And we as an organization just take some space on Microsoft Cloud. Okay, don't get confused with what is cloud and what is desktop, right? It is just like a simple computer. Okay, but the only thing is it is on the premise of or maintained by Microsoft. So we have limited access to this server. Okay, the rights or the owner rights remain with Microsoft only. What they do is earlier in previous times we had our own data centers, right? Now we have rented data centers. That's it. We pay rent to Microsoft. Microsoft gives access to us for accessing the system. That's it. So for that you need to have Azure subscription. Okay, so where all these things reside, that reside in Azure, or you can say Microsoft Azure. Okay, so you become a tenant. You need to have a tenant account, right, to access the resources available on Microsoft Azure. Okay. Then what you do once you become tenant, you build your own server. You will get your own development, production, UAT servers there, right? And you will be accessing those through cloud. Clouds means through browser, simple browser. Okay. Now the benefit is the benefit of having cloud is you don't need to worry about the maintenance, how the data center will be maintained. No need of hiring engineers or people for maintenance purpose, right? So it reduces lots of headache because for every single thing you need to have your own resources. But here it's not like that. All these responsibilities remain with Microsoft only. They are the owners. Sometimes when you get some issue with the application or something like that, you can raise a ticket to Microsoft, and the guys there they will respond and will help you to resolve the issue, right? So this was about Azure, right? Like what is the difference between desktop application and this Dynamics 365 F&O or cloud version. Fine. Now, and it has every sort of module, that is AR. AR means account receivable. Okay. Accounts receivables. This stands for generally sales, accounts payable. You can say as purchase, uh, sales and marketing, inventory management, production, HR, and the most important, finance. This is core of dynamics. Finance must be there, right? And some other modules. So these are basically these modules are the building block of dynamics. I mean everything, every module. You think of a module, it is there. Master planning and some other things also. Okay. So everything is available in dynamics, right? And these are available in the form of modules. So I'll give you show you how to access and what does this mean? Like when I am talking about modules, so how to access and the basic screens I'll show you and the technical screen as well where you will be doing the your development. Okay. Now earlier in these versions, so see as this is for technical course, okay, so we will focus more on the technical part only, right? In these versions, like in Microsoft Dynamics AX, right? So whether it is 4.0 or 2009 or 2012, the development environment was MorphX, IDE, Integrated Development Environment. I mean, in when you talk about development, so these were done in MorphX. Now in D365, the dynamic development environment is Microsoft Visual Studio, right? So nowadays, what Microsoft is doing is instead of having different development environments or IDEs, it is integrating everything in one application, okay, one software, and that is Microsoft Visual Studio. So for almost everything, the development is being done in Visual Studio only. Almost everything, right? So in this case, in case of Dynamics also, the development is being done in Microsoft Visual Studio only instead of MorphX. Reporting has also been changed. Earlier, there were MorphX reports. MorphX reports means it's legacy report, you can say, or proprietary report. But now, in here, it is SSRS, SQL Server Reporting Services. So all the reports are being done in or developed in SSRS, SQL Server, right? So these are a couple of changes that has been done in the newer version. So if you have any queries so far,
Hi, Anish. Anish, is there
yeah,
any modules like asset management or enterprise ECM like that? I heard those things. That's why. Is
asset
this,
management is also there. It is there.
yeah, is that going to cover in this one?
No, this is a technical course. Okay,
Yeah,
so
in the technical
asset
way only.
management. Sorry.
In the technical way only, like creating or anything.
Yes. See,
Mhm.
when it comes to technical, you are not bound to a limited set of modules, right? Whether it is sales,
Yes,
purchase, asset, ledger, everything. See, because behind everything there are tables, right? So you need to
yes,
I'll tell you like how suppose if you get something in asset management or some customizations in asset management or what do you call it? Say purchase or production module, right? Then you are not a functional, so you don't know the business process of how asset
Yes.
management or how accounts receivable or how production works, right? But behind these things, there are classes, there are tables, okay, there are forms. So what you will be doing is you will be working on these tables. These are the technical elements of of
Yeah.
of the application, right? So every form which you see has a data source that is a table inside this or behind the form, right? So you are not
Mm.
bound to a particular thing, say a particular table only or a particular module. The behavior of classes, tables remain common or same for everything.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll tell you like how to identify because there are thousands of forms available,
Yes.
thousands of reports available. Then how to find like if someone says like I have to customize in this form in this process, how you will get to know or identify which table or which form will be affected or which class you need to do your modifications in. So these all things will be discussed and in the session,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this was about the dynamics, right? Now the concept of development has also changed. Now I'll introduce you to the development environment as well. But the thing is, uh, it is totally Visual Studio based, right? And the concept of development has also changed. Earlier, okay, till okay, I'll tell you here only. Till these versions, okay, till these versions in Morphax, there was a concept of layers, okay. So the development was done in layers only. So you don't need to bother about what are layers. I'm just telling you the difference. Okay. Now here we have a concept of extensions. Extensions. What extensions mean? You need to aware about extensions only, right? Actually, extensions means like you need to extend the functionality of any of the existing object. Correct? The existing object means a form, what will or a table or a class. If you need to do some customizations, okay, you don't need to make changes in or you don't need to touch the base object. Suppose there is a table and you have to add some 10 fields in that table in existing table. Table means see generally this product comes with pre-installed forms and tables. Okay, the standard which we call as standard object, right? Because it is a product. So sales, purchase, everything is there already in working condition. Then why customization? Customizations are there. Why? Because that differs upon client's business. Because see, like even if you get a car, okay, you do some customization in your car, right? Or say for example nowadays there are personalized materials or props, right? Like you buy a bracelet. Bracelets are available easily in the market, right? When you go for a bracelet you'll find so many bracelets available. Now on top of that, that will be common. If you purchase a bracelet, I purchase a bracelet, the bracelet will be same, okay, of the same company. If we buy bracelet of same brand, okay, everything will be same. Now, if I am okay with that bracelet, that is fine. But if I want some personalization, like you want to emboss your name on the bracelet, I want embossment I on my name, okay, then we'll go to the to particular shop where the embossing is being done, and what they do is they will emboss your name or whatever you want, your name or your family member's name, whatever, right? They'll go and approach them, and they will do, they will uh, uh, emboss the names as per your choice. That is personalization, that is customization. If you are okay with the bracelet, no need to do any customization. So if you are okay with Dynamics standard product, everything is there. If you follow the same thing, whatever is available in your or your requirement matches with the standard product, that is fine. No need of any customizations. But mostly what happens is there are something that not every company is using the same process, like for maintenance of accounts only, for an example, or sales process, right? Sales process differs from company to company. So what Microsoft does is sales process is already there in Dynamics, right? But what they do is maybe the process or the path they follow is not as per my requirement. Then what the client will do? Client will ask for customizations. Like sales process is there, but on top of that, I want these things also to be accommodated or these things also to be done because I follow a different structure. So please make changes or customize this product as per my requirement. So there comes the role of customization. Okay. So this was about standard product, fine, and customization. Now, when it comes to customization, then there is a concept of extensions. Extensions means suppose there is a table for sales, say for recording sales order, there is a table called sales table, right? It has got 100 fields, right? Not thousand, 100. 100 fields means 100 piece of information you can store like customer ID, customer name, it's the date of birth, address, contact information, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What is the customer group, payment terms? Okay. So many things are there, right? So all these are stored in this particular table. Now, if you want some additional information to be stored, which is not already available in standard product, then you will ask for customization. Then what happens in the customization? You will create an extension of this field, of this table or of this object and add additional extension. Okay, you will create extension and will add additional field or custom fields, right? In the concept of extension, this original object will remain intact. You won't be changing this object, right? What you will do is you will create an extension of this table. So this will remain intact. It will have only 100 fields or whatever is available or being provided by Microsoft. It will be those elements only in this object. But there will be a link between the original object and the extended object, right? So every piece of customization will be done here only in this object so that the functionality given by Microsoft is not disturbed. The base functionality will not disturb. And in terms of, because see what happens after a period of time, periodically Microsoft provides some updates also. So if you make changes directly in this object, then there are chances of conflicts. Suppose this table has got say 1,000 lines of code. In between, you have written your own code, say 100 lines, additional 100 lines you of code you write in the same class, right? Then, or same table. And when there is an update provided by Microsoft, suppose Microsoft provides an update and writes additional 200 lines, then in this table only, I mean, there was a bug, okay, which has been fixed by Microsoft or some enhancement done by Microsoft in this standard object, because this is ongoing process. Every day there is a new customization or new enhancement, right? So now your code will get conflict with the original object, right? So there will be issues. So to avoid this, Microsoft has given this extension framework, and this is, trust me, this is very interesting concept. When you start learning, okay, you will find it very interesting. Like how original object is remaining intact and how I'm changing in my object only. How it is being done, right? So you'll find very interesting. Okay. So this is how the extension framework works. Now I'll share you the, okay, and share you one screen, right? So, okay, this is actually ERP, right? Sales, the thing that we talked in the very beginning, sales, CRM, purchasing, MRP, blah, blah, blah. These all are part of this ERP system. Everything is tightly coupled or integrated with each other and available in the same application, right? Now, modules, these are the modules, right? A few modules. Apart from this, there are n number of modules, but these are the main modules like procurement and sourcing, sales and marketing, production, product information or inventory management, HR, finance, business intelligence, supply reporting, supply chain management, etc. Right? And this is the architecture. You see, this is the Visual Studio Foundation server. Okay, this is for version controlling. When we start the actual course, then we'll talk about these things. For now, you see, like everything is hosted on Azure. So we have a Microsoft Azure Active Directory where we will our users will be residing, right? Will be there, and from here we will give access to this Microsoft product, the Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Okay, and it is controlled by Microsoft Office 365 Admin Center. Means your users will be created here. You need to have tenant account and all those things, which will be done here in D365, right? And will be integrated with Microsoft Azure Directory. And from here, you will give access to Dynamics 365. It is in turn linked with LCS. LCS, that is Life Cycle Services. Microsoft Life Cycle Services. Life cycle services is basically for maintaining everything related to the cloud environment is done by LCS, life cycle services. Means creating a new development in our environment or deploying a new build or new package. Okay, because you have done some customizations, it has to be moved to UAT environment and then to production, right? From where you will be doing this? These will be done through LCS, through Microsoft Lifecycle Services. Fine. And for dev environment, this is our development environment, right? Like what happens is there is a concept of model store. So your application, whatever development you will do, will be done in a model, right? And these, when you build it, it will be a binaries, it will become or generate binaries file, which are, okay, means model store is a simple XML file. Okay, when you build it, you need to build binaries. Binaries are created, right? And then at runtime, what happens? It is actually points to hosted on here on IIS server, Internet Information Server, and from it is browser based, and then database. It is linked with database. Okay, and from business database, it will pick the data and all these things, right? And for deployment, right? An AX package is being created, and that package is deployed to the cloud instead. And this, you see, the development environment is Visual Studio. So here you will be doing all your development work. So this is, see, this is just an introduction. So don't get confused like, oh, I'm not able to understand these things, okay? Because this is the very first class, okay? And you people are not from the ERP background or any technical background. So don't worry about these things. These will be covered. See, this is a drawing only, right? A diagram. So I can understand, like it is in the very first instance, it is very difficult to understand. But as part of this demo, I'm just giving you an introduction, like how it works and what are the various things that are there. Okay, but these all will be covered in details. After a few classes, you will become safe. If I say build, I can, because I'm a technical, I have been working in this product for so many years, so I can easily understand like what is a build. But for people who are new, like you, right? You won't understand, oh, what is build? I don't know. What is runtime? What is metadata API? Of course, you will be, it is obvious just that you will be confused, right? Because with these terms. But when you start working after 3 or 4 classes, you will start talking about these terms. You will become familiar with these terms. Okay, so don't think like these are very advanced concepts and how I'll grasp the things. No, it's not like that. It's very easy. Okay, very easy. When you start learning, you'll get familiar with these terms, and you won't find it any more difficult. Okay. Now, let me share the development environment, how it looks like. So please give me a moment. I'm connecting my virtual machine. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. See, this is our Visual Studio, right? This is the development environment for Dynamics. Basically, if you see, it is categorized. Like all of the data types are categorized at one single place, right? Like base enums. All the base enums will be available in this base enum node. There is something called extended data types, right? That is comprised of basic data types like date, time, string, integer, real values. So these are basically available here in this node. Data model. It contains all the tables which are available in this product or shipped by Microsoft, right? See, these are all the tables. The list is long, right? And one more thing, okay, user interface. Basically, it contains forms, menus, right? Analytics. Just leave it. Reports. Whatever reports are there, these are available here. Okay. Label files. This is a different purpose. I'll tell you. Like this is for user interface. Okay. What will be appear to your users, right? Security means access to or restrict access to processes, right? Like sales person don't have access to, or why it will have access to the finance portal, right? So from these information that is relevant for that person only, for a person only, those are being managed through security, or to restrict it from a person of one department to accessing the data of, or in simple words, to give access to only relevant information to a person is being achieved through security, right? Now, instead of in every almost every node, you can notice like this is, there is an extension node just below this, right? Tables, table extensions, views extensions, queries extensions, data entity extensions, maps, everything, right? So these all have, if you see here, base enum extensions, extended data type extensions. Now, what this extension mean? In the very beginning, I told you, like, extensions means you are creating an or extending the functionality of any existing object. So whatever customization you will do, these will be available under this extended data. I mean this extended load. If you make any customization in extended data type, your custom object will be available in extended data type extension. If you make any change in this table, the table which you change, it will available here in table extension. If you make any changes in any existing views, it will be available inside view extensions, right? So these extensions tells like these are the customization. These contain customizations, right? And the database for Dynamics is AXDB. Okay. So all the data is stored in AXDB database. This is the transactional or business data base for Microsoft Dynamics AI. Okay. And when it comes to this thing, the user interface. So this is how Dynamics looks like from user point of view. This is the development environment. Here you will make the changes, right? Or do the customizations, and it will be reflected. This is what the users will be accessing. So make changes here and it will be reflected here. Actually, you are making changes in these objects, but how to make changes? Through Visual Studio. So customization is being done in Visual Studio, and how it can be tested? It can be tested in this in this browser, right? In the application. Okay. So here, if you see, these are the different modules available in Dynamics, like accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset. Someone was talking about asset management. So if you see here, this is asset management. Okay, it is already available. When you click here, all the functionalities or links available with this particular module can be seen here. Okay. If you see accounts receivable, these all forms are it is somehow related with accounts receivable functionality only. Cash and bank management, right? Budgeting, right? Cost accounting, cost management, credit collection, expense management, fleet management, general ledger, human resources, right? Sales and marketing, service management, warehouse management, vendor collaboration. Everything is there. Tax. See, every piece of information or thing that is required to run an ERP or an organization uses is available in this dynamic, in this user interface. And from where these comes, actually, here you see in the form of links, but actually it is stored here only in Visual Studio. From where these are coming, whatever you see here, this form or this menu, from where these all things are coming, these are coming from here, from Visual Studio. And how internally, how these files are stored? These files are stored in your local PC in the form of, if I say, go to say general ledger, things are stored in the form of XML document, that is XML files. We open with Notepad. See, these are the XML files stored in the form of XML files, right? So don't worry about all these things like what I'm showing, and because I'm familiar, I've been working in this technology, so I'm already familiar with these things. But my job is to make you people familiar with this product so that you won't be having any doubts, or you will be, get the thing easily, and you'll start talking in dynamics language, right? So whatever I saw you, this was just an introduction. Everything will be covered in detail. Every single topic will be covered in detail in this, the actual course when it starts, right? So please let me know if you have any queries. I'll be happy to answer your queries. Anything that comes in your mind,
I Anvish, I have a small doubt.
please
Hello.
tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
You said you had a upgraded versions will be of D365, but the previous version
Yeah,
will be AX2. Yes.
yes,
The
yes.
yeah is mostly the companies will be upgrade now, or it's still in the process on that. We need to learn AX12 also.